Good day. Chavez is a great man. I say this neither to praise nor bury him, but simply because it is the truth. Now, to be perfectly honest, I do not think myself qualified to comment authoritatively on the details of what is happening in Venezuela. However, it is clear that the socialist Bolivarian process is not only limited to Venezuela or even Latin America. It involves, rather, all of us in this part of the world, and indeed has profound implications for the world itself in this time of global crisis. And I speak of this global crisis as a good thing. The situation is excellent. Capitalism, at least as we know it, is collapsing. On the other hand, this does not mean that the enemies of the people are simply going to give up. If we examine the history of the modern world, this time of Western imperialism, we notice that imperialism has a capacity to morph and take different forms. Just because one way of doing business is passing over to another, one empire surrendering hegemony to another, this by no means that the struggle is over. Rather, this time presents new challenges to our socialist revolutionary struggle. And we must call it by its name, because in the words of a great comrade, if socialism is not the answer, there is no answer. The fight with imperialism continues, and let us not fool ourselves. It is a fight to the death, which suits us fine, as here I may paraphrase the great Trinidadian Pan-Africanist revolutionary Kwame Ture. The only good imperialist is a dead imperialist. But I say this time of crisis and collapse is excellent because it permits the socialist struggle to intervene locally and globally. The question is, are we up to the challenge? Are we prepared to lay down our lives to so be a force for justice and freedom, to cooperate in the creation of a new world? But I want to bring the focus back to Chavez and to interrogate his greatness. And by calling him great, let me say for the record that I am by no means implying that he is perfect. I am by no means advocating blind obedience. Indeed, some may say that great men have great faults. But thankfully, in this case, this in no way diminishes the greatness. Chavistic socialism is for me not primarily about Venezuela, but is rather very local, even personal, as it addresses radical concerns of my own earth. Let me start by making what may appear to be an outlandish statement. History books of the future may very well declare Chavez to be the second founder of world socialism. But even more important than this, we need to examine how the Bolivarian process has, as it were, rearticulated the socialist project. In terms of matter in motion, the first formal European socialism suffered from certain cultural limitations. It was articulated within the ontological framework of the Western Enlightenment and the mechanical scientific philosophy. Here the cultural high point was the mechanism of Isaac Newton that provided the, as it were, mythological foundation for the scientific revolution. True, Marxian mechanics was more progressive than its Newtonian counterpart, but it remained defined by the same cultural limitation of seeing matter in motion in such mechanical, atomistic, and secular terms, subject to impersonal scientific laws. Bolivarian socialism suffers from none of these cultural impoverishments, drawing inspiration from the first peoples whom the imperialists failed to destroy. We here have an entirely new cosmological framework. Here matter is vital and alive and full of creative possibility. Here the cosmology is not hegemonic, but inclusive, including a range of worldviews, drawing in all of the cultures, traditions, spiritualities, peoples that populate our region. Moreover, it is an understanding of community, of relation, that involves not only human beings, but nature in its fullness. Insight much needed even as global capitalism seeks to destroy the planet. Here again, the indigenous First Peoples lead the way. One key truth remains constant. To be is to be community. This is the ultimate destiny, the material purpose of what is called history. The realization of an authentic community of freedom, justice, love. In a word, socialism. So, my comrades, let us not lose heart. In this most excellent time of crisis, the prospects of world socialism and world revolution have never been brighter. Here the Bolivarian process and its great leader will shine, and indeed already shines, as a beacon of hope for the whole planet. Victory to our great socialist struggle. Death to the enemies of the people's freedom. Long live the great Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. Long live Mother Trinidad and Tobago. Long live Comandante, President Hugo Chavez. Fria!